you guys head down to the Gleaming Inn, and it's a typical day in the dock ward. You guys aren't well known, so no one really sees you guys coming out of your base or anything like that. But they do, recognize the fact that when you guys are together. So you guys kind of come out one at a time, little groups here and there, and head out into the street and coalesce down by the Gleaming Inn. It's just a typical kind of dock ward looking, harbor wardish type bar, very rough crowd, not really nice establishment, but nonetheless it serves its function and delivers refreshment to all of the denizens of the Port Nyanzaru dock ward. There's some people outside. It's about 200 yards or so from the actual docks themselves, so somewhat close to the harbor side. So you've got your seagull shit and whatnot outside of the place, and it's like, again, it doesn't look super welcoming, but you guys are somewhat familiar with this, although it's not one of your regular watering holes.
Any of us actually, any of us actual harbors?
I don't think so. Hey, so I don't remember, what exactly are we finding in this inn?
You guys had discussed wanting to see what the Harpers knew about the current location of Artis Cimber.
Because he used to be one.
Why are we trying to find Artis Cimber again?
Because you need the Ring of Winter.
And what is that again?
A powerful
The Ring of Winter is a powerful artifact that Artis Cimber carries that has all kinds of winterish type properties and cold resistant properties and cold power, and other than that, you don't have a lot of other information.
And we're trying to find it because we just want it for money, or because somebody
Jabal,
told us
our patron, wants it.
Oh yeah, and he's who?
One of the Tabaxis.
Alberto Feathersword.
Yep. Oh yeah, they have like a big group of they call each other like brothers or cousins or something.
Yes.
Like that. Okay, and we work for them kind of.
Yeah, we're just kind of their employees, and we're getting food. So
well, it sounds like we need to traipse into this inn.
All right, so you guys all head in. Is anybody staying outside? Anybody not going inside?
No, I'm definitely
This is an inn, and I
do not feel
Gallagher.
comfortable being outside alone.
I want to look at everybody outside. There's people chilling?
Yes, there are about 6 or 7 people,
Okay.
close to the front.
Think about those dudes or ladies.
What exactly are you looking for necessarily?
I just want to see, are they beggars? Are they performers? Are they guards who are casually pretending to not be guards?
Make a perception check.
Of course. That's still a 10.
So, from your martial background, you can tell that 3 of them appear to be a little bit more trained than just your average person hanging outside the front of a bar. That you see what may or may not be some concealed weapons, but you can't make out anything for certain. But 3, and they're kind of off to the side, but they're also somewhat low-key keeping an eye on you guys as you start to approach the bar.
Okay, so they're not actively asking for money, they're just chilling, but maybe they're a little bit more than that.
Yes.
Okay. I'm cool. Whatever.
So, does anybody else stay outside, or is anybody going
right in?
Oh no, I'm gonna go inside.
Okay.
I just want to know what they were.
The Grand Sedgwick Gallagher.
I just kind of push past him and keep walking into the bar.
So he's,
nodding my head.
He's announcing himself, kind of, goes to the side. You guys all head in. It's quite, the group. We have an Aasimar, we have a half orc, we have a half elf, a couple of dragonborn, and a drow.
And a bronze. Metallic and
again,
chromatic together at last.
Again, it's like the beginning to a bad joke, Right. So 2 dragonborn and a drow and this walk into a bar. So
there's no bar left.
Again, being your racial backgrounds is kind of how, people understand that you guys are a crew together and whatnot, and these adventuring crews are, again, somewhat more common in Port Nyanzaru now after the death curse and the success of the dungeon unit that was able to go and take out Asrak and get all of his treasures and whatnot for Jobal. So, it's not an uncommon thing for there to be, more adventuring crews than normal around here with the proliferation now of hunting in the jungles. So you guys are known. They're people are kind of taking a look at you. They're giving you kind of a breath, and a wide breadth, and you can tell they're kind of like gotten up and have moved out and have kind of cleared like a small area probably for you guys
definitely
to
show
sit.
a little bit of unease at them giving me a white bird.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't feel comfortable with that.
Is there a way I can just be with my grand entrance and everything start beginning like a little show to start distracting from my like motley crew of friends here?
From the record-stopping entrance of
Yeah.
the party.
Like, sup, y'all? I'm here to perform.
Do it. Let's have a performance check.
All right, performance.
What are you doing?
Oh, let's see. I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I pull out my whip and my performance dagger the sword that I swallow, and I start saying my name aloud.
So you're Sedgwick. What's your last name again?
Galler.
Galler. And it really kind of serves to draw even more attention to everybody. So, whereas before maybe you would only gotten attention to half the bar, now you have the full attention of the entire establishment. As you
like to see a feat of daring. And I sword swallow.
That's definitely a performance check.
Oh! That's a 20.
Just as everyone's kind of not really feeling what you got going on, you go to you instantly sense it and you go right to the climax of the performance and go right, we're not going to take any time, right to the sword swallow. Bam, 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 bam. You're just flossing your throat like it's nothing. and everyone's now taking a look and they're, a couple of people that have heard of the whole act now are like, oh yeah, this guy with the sword swallowing. Yeah. So, although it's a perfect move, it kind of serves to lessen some of the impact that you guys have coming in there. They're paying attention to you now. And do you guys kind of sit down at the table?
I take that moment to sit down and avoid being seen sitting down.
I'm definitely happy that he did that because that opened up a lot of seats at the bar, so I was able to go take a seat.
So first of all, I hope you guys are ready for the gif of this.
Yeah.
And secondly, I'm going to go sit next to Decivia and be like, my dear, point me to the best tap on this wall. I know you know.
All of them.
I say bartender. We'll take all of them. Distribute them to these fine people.
Wow.
I don't smile often, but that definitely put a smile on my face.
So you guys are right up to the bar. The bartender turns around. He's a little startled, but again, somewhat reputation a little bit precedes you guys. And he gets ready to serve you up at, you tell him that you want everything.
Yeah, one of each, and then we'll.
You heard the lady.
Good people.
So he turns around and, the Dragonborns and the Drow drinking prowess is also, precedes you. And he turns around and starts pulling taps off everyone, doesn't question you, and says, should I take it to your table?
What table? We're right here.
Yeah, I want you to take one of each of these. Give the lady her first choice. I'll take anything she recommends, and then I want you to give one of each of these to every patron in this bar.
Oh, so we're buying a round for the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you hear that, gentlemen? She's buying a round for the house. And now everybody's turns around and is toasting. They're
I say, don't worry, it's on the dime of this good Sedgwick, so make sure you tip him well.
And I do a bow as the sword slowly falls out of my throat, and I grab it going, ha ha!
Shop is right up next to you watching, like... I was like, great, now we're a circus.
Now we're a circus.
We went from a band of ruffians to an absolute circus show.
We're not a quiet party.
So from these nice gifts we've given these great people of this Gleaming Inn, does it seem like they're kind of like cool with us now? Or are they feeling all right?
They're all drinking their drinks, and as you're kind of observing, the bartender comes up and tells you that it's going to be 3.5 gold pieces.
3.5?
3.5. So 3 gold and 5 silver.
I look at him and go, Pacha! Chump change for the great Sedgwick. And I pull out 3.5. I pull out 5 and I just throw it to him. I say, keep the change, good sir.
Oh, thank you very, very much, sir. So everybody's drinking.
I reach into my pouch and I count the 5 single coins I have, and I'm looking at you like, it's like tuck it back in. Hold on to it.
The reason I was asking like if they were on our side is because with my performance, I'd like to end by your money is always well appreciated, but information is actually what I seek in tips this evening.
Oh, so you're announcing that to the entire bar? Or
Yeah, to the entire bar. I'm looking for I'm looking for information.
So you
so
let everybody know what's
information.
going on, swirling, finish your performance, and kind of have a seat and sit down and start having your drink. So are you going to approach anybody in particular, or are you going to kind of wait for people to walk up to you?
With the 5 that I just gave the barkeep, I think I'm gonna try try to squeeze him for some info and ask if he has any information he can give me about Artist Simber,
Okay, so you
former Harper.
you saunter up to the bar. The Dragonborn and the Drow are at the bar drinking their drinks,
Milk.
talking. You're having milk.
I'm having milk.
Okay,
I don't order you milk. You have to do that yourself.
I
for
can't
milk.
do that.
I need the milk, because if I breathe acid, I gotta.
Oh, the acid
no.
reflux.
You
Oh,
should get
you
the
get
pepperoni.
indigestion?
I balance
The tomato sauce and pepperoni. See if they have anything.
So you're
it
having
hurts my tongue.
you're having your milk, and you go and you ask the bartender. His name's Old Gus.
Hey, that's our fish's name.
Yeah.
Old Gus.
Yep. Well, Big Gus, because it's the fattest one in the tank.
When he
Sorry.
gets old, now he'll be old.
Old Gus.
Old Gus. All right, Old Gus, my new buddy. I say, Old Gus, friend of mine. I smile again and slide a single silver on his, single silver, and I say, this can be yours as well if you give me any information about a certain former Harper, a one Artist Simber. I don't look over my notes. I pull out my scrolls.
He takes a silver piece from you and kind of drops it into his pocket that's now full of the rest of your coins. That he's really happy about. Not a lot of people are coming in and ordering big, huge rounds like that. So he says, well, I mean, what do you want to know about Artist Simber? You know, he's not a Harper anymore. He wouldn't give up his artifact, so he was kind of kicked out. But he's been in the area around here, and you know, he's gone through some hardships with everything that had happened after the death curse.
Where could I find? Do you know where I could find Artist Simber? I'd like to help him through this tough patch. As you can see, I have plenty of coin to help.
And then obviously some companions as well. I mean, are you guys you trying to assist him, or are you trying to help him out or something? Make a perception check.
We need something of his.
Oh, that's only a 3.
Yeah, you can tell he's pushing back against you,
Yeah.
plumbing you for information now,
Uh-huh.
and you're not doing well at resisting him.
Josh,
I'm just blatantly honest. Like, we need something.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pass it on to Mike.
Deceiva and I are here, right?
Yes,
Can we make insight checks to see what he's after?
absolutely.
Okay, would you like to make an insight check with me?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna read this bartender's oath. No, we're not.
You guys have
No, we're
already
not
had a
gonna
couple
do that.
rounds.
Rolls are not coming out
Uh,
good today.
I
Well,
got a 20 on my performance.
regardless, I roll at +4 on this, so it's still a 12.
I got 7.
So you can tell that he's now definitely piqued his interest that you guys directly asked about Artist Simber. Aside from that, you can tell he's being somewhat evasive.
Okay, we've ordered a pitcher, and I'm still pouring drinks for either of us.
So he says, are you familiar with what happened after the Tomb of the Nine Gods was raided?
Unfortunately,
People stop dying.
apparently, according to my friend here, people stopped dying.
Yes, people stopped dying, but Artist was involved. I mean, I know you guys are kind of lower on the totem pole, but there is that dungeon unit that was the group of adventurers that were the ones that raided the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and they had help from Artist Simber supposedly. But afterwards, they got involved in some sort of plot or adventure or something, trying to raid the ruins of Mesro, and we heard through the Harpers, because we were monitoring whether or not they were able to get access to this font of power, and I guess they were defeated, and so he's supposedly supposed to be holed up somewhere in the city now. He was grievously injured. He had his hand cut off, and that's just what we heard. We heard he was somewhere back in the city, but aside from that, he hasn't reached out to the Harpers to ask us for any help or anything.
So he's still in good. Sounds like he's still in good means with the Harpers.
Even though he's not with you?
What do you mean not with us? No, we just, I mean, as the bartender of our establishment, I mean, I hear things here and there, and I inquire on my own. That's the information that we're provided, but we're not actively helping him. We expected maybe that he would reach out to us with how injured he was, but we haven't heard from him.
Well, thank you.
Do any of the other Harpers in here, or is that just general? All of you guys, all of your members of the Harpers in this establishment probably have no information about him.
I mean, the only other person that would know would maybe be Flindell over there, and Flindell appears to be another half-elven gentleman.
I stand up and I turn around and I walk towards Flindell and I sit down and go, hello.
In the meanwhile, I want to ask
Very straightforward, my friend.
I want to ask the bartender, so if you could receive any news or gifts or items from artists, what would the Harpers like to see from him?
Well, we really wanted to secure the Ring of Winter and help him get back with his lost love. I mean, we're all familiar with the story of as Harpers of what happened, but he was kind of allowed to walk away because he was on that quest to find his lost love. So we would, as the Harpers, we would like to see that the Ring of Winter was in safe possession and not just with Artis as he's out gallivanting across the jungles.
I glance at Decidia and I say, once secured, what would the Harpers do with this artifact of great power?
Same look.
Not right, many words.
Right from around the side of him, you look too, and he kind of straightens up a little bit. He goes, well, I mean, we would protect it from any sources of evil getting involved with it. I mean, that's what we do as Harpers.
Is he full of shit?
And make it inside check.
Can we both?
Yeah.
Okay, that's still 14.
You can roll again, Lo, since you rolled first. You get advantage.
Better was 14.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's. You can tell he's kind of towing the Harper company line more so than he's actually. As a Harper, he's not up to any evil, but you're somewhat familiar with the tale too. I mean, it wasn't really the most amicable parting. The Harpers weren't super happy when he chose to not let them use the Ring of Winter and chose to possess it again.
Yeah, no, I just raise my eyebrow and slowly back away and just go back to my drink.
Yeah, I think me and Deceiver are gonna stick at this bar and drink and think about things and
listen.
So you go and sit down next to Flindell, and you obviously startle him, and he looks over and he's like, "Can I help you?"
I'm Kriv.
What can I do for you? I mean, Kriv, have you ever heard of personal space?
As I lean closer, I don't really answer. I was like, what?
You smell like rotting milk.
I come over to help out and go, my friend here is very direct, isn't he? Hi, hello, and...
Where's Artis?
I don't know who you're even talking about, and he's kind of looking past
But he
you.
said, and I point back to the barkeep.
I grab his arm and try to pull it down and be like, you need to... Let the performer handle the conversation.
So he's kind of darting around, looking nervously. He's looking back at the table. You two guys are still sitting at the table. Mm-hmm. Flindell appears to have become extremely nervous at this point.
I try to calm him down. No, I understand your directness. It makes sense. I whip out a small little flute and I go, and I use my softest voice.
Is it a jazz flute?
No, it's a pan flute. But and I start to play a very nice mellow tune, and I'm trying to calm him down, going, friend, we're not your enemy. We're not trying to cause any problems to you or hurt you or your kind. I just need to ask a few questions, if I may.
You're literally playing a soundtrack on the flute.
I have loop abilities. I've come up with my own musical style where I'm kind of like the coolest DJ because I can loop my musical instruments. So my tune is going nice.
Just turn it to off. Is that what you did?
Yeah, Josh.
I'm sorry,
Doing
I'm
everything.
sure.
Mikey and I had it all under control, dude. And you gotta go talking and distracting.
Well, when you mentioned that, like, I'm not here to hurt you, I kind of like, you see panic going on. I was like, you don't think I'm here to hurt you, do you?
Giant dragon ball.
Well, I mean, it was a
I'm
little
so sorry.
startling. I mean, you didn't even introduce yourself. You just
I
sat
said
down
I'm
next to
Chris.
me.
So great.
After you sat down, though, sir.
I wanted to sit.
I appreciate
I
the
wanted to
drinks
say-
that you
There
guys
were more
bought.
chairs at the table.
Deceiving I send another round to that table.
And I kind of slump a
Well,
little
if
bit
you
on
don't
the
want
stool.
people to
like,
sit, why do you
oh,
have more
man.
chairs?
It makes it. I mean, I can't argue with your logic. There's more chairs, but I mean, I never thought I'd be sitting in a bar having this argument with a dragon either. So
I didn't think
I
I'd be
mean-
sitting down at this bar today either.
I pull back my hair a little and go, see, we have the same ears. I'm half elf too.
So do you?
So you know each
How
other?
do you deal with this all day long?
It must be related.
I drink. I point to Decevia and Zizit over there at the bar and see what they're doing. That's how we live with it all day. And they're laughing and pouring back drinks.
Yeah, we're on our fourth drink. of the night. It's been 10 minutes.
And then as a light chuckle, I just kind of, no, he's quite fine. He's fine. But seriously, we do just have a few questions, and the bar owner did address that you might be able to help us with those.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
He
some
doesn't know who he
information.
is.
What?
He said, I asked him where artists, and he says he doesn't know who he is.
Oh. I just pat you on the shoulder. It's like, there, friend. I'll figure this out.
So he's kind of looking at the dragon, and he's like, I mean, I just wasn't gonna be forthcoming with the information. He just
Lie?
Am I close enough to hear this?
yes.
And I go, he's challenged.
Lie.
Don't mind him.
Oh, wait. I asked the bartender if he has any chocolate chip cookies.
The bartender does have.
Okay.
He has cookies. They're not necessarily chocolate chip.
That's fine. I hold up a platter and gesture you. And I say, to go with your milk, my dear. Come to the bar.
This is why we keep her around.
I'm going to make a wisdom save
Okay.
to resist cookies.
Should I make a persuasion check?
Yes.
Okay.
Opposed.
Oh.
I'd come get some cookies.
All right. You're alone with the gentleman.
By the way, I have never had a cookie before.
Oh, geez. You're about to...
When you give a dragon a
about to have
cookie,
my
We're going to
mind
rock your
blown.
world.
They're little like these. In a lot of the bars around here, the Tabaxi have come up with a little side business where they sell these little fried corn cookies with sugar and whatnot on the tops of them.
Little churros.
Very similar. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I dip one in a warm cup of milk and I offer it to him. It's regional.
I tip my hat to you. Just thank you. And then I say,
The dragon board just kind of rises and.
I'm gonna come back to the table with these cookies. Like, have you tried this?
No. I put my arm
This is
firmly around
amazing.
you. Stevie, would you like to help me?
Yeah, no, I definitely
We
just
hold you.
kind of grab you by the back.
Yeah.
Hold you back
No.
too.
I'm gonna go take his seat and go see. We got problems.
So
Kind
he's
of eating the
very
cookie
dry.
like a cat.
you
would,
slide
like
into
my
the
mouth
seat.
is
He
helping
kind of
me.
looks at you, and he's just so. I mean, we don't have a whole ton of information, but what can I help you with?
we're just trying to find your old friend artist. I heard he was in trouble, and I feel horrible about the whole situation about his wife and his love. It wasn't his wife; it was his love, right?
It was supposed to be his wife.
Yeah. and I just feel horrible about the whole situation. And our financier has asked us to help out and aid back to the Harpers.